Hey, gun people. Man, I usually like Judge Napolitano, but I'm not a fan of his on this little incident here. He's almost like he's moving left the more he's on TV, and he's kind of talking to fit the narrative. So when they charge Cohen, it it appears that they're trying to link it that Trump automatically is guilty because Cohen was charged and pled guilty. First of all, Cohen wasn't convicted of anything. So you can arrest me for rape and then I can plead guilty for a seatbelt violation. If the government gets their conviction, they don't care. Doesn't mean I committed rape. I've only pled to a seatbelt violation. Well, Michael Cohen pled guilty to $1.4 million in tax fraud. And they're kind of glossing over that and missing that $1.4 million in tax fraud. And they're saying he lied for Trump and Trump lied, therefore. And, Judge Napolitano kind of agrees with him here. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? So I'm going to tell you why I think the judge is wrong here and why he's just catering to the media. And you can be the judge. I mean, obviously, the judge's been around the courtrooms. He knows the law real well. Doesn't mean he's always right and he's 100% perfect. Listen to this.
A charge that's settled by a penalty based on a dollar amount. John Edwards was tried on this.
Yes, and Michael Cohen
He got off on it. John Edwards, I believe, used money from his own campaign.
Yes.
And if all this is true,
So John Edwards was tried on this and they lost, and he actually used money from campaign donations. Trump used his own money before the election, and they're trying to say it was campaign related. And therefore, that's why he's in trouble. And that's why it's a crime. And just because Michael Cohen pled guilty, Trump, therefore, is guilty. And right here, the judge says, well, because a federal court said that Trump is liable. The federal court did not say that. The federal court accepted a plea deal from a liar attorney who committed $1.4 million in tax fraud, which had nothing to do with Trump, and then paid off a woman for Trump when he was Trump's attorney, which should be covered under attorney kind of privilege. But because he's a crook and because he taped Trump and because when they searched his house for his tax fraud, they connected him to Trump, now they're trying to say Trump must be guilty because Michael Cohen pled guilty. It's absolutely BS.
you're explaining us today that this did not come from campaign money, correct?
Well, if it didn't,
it would have come from President Trump's own personal account.
Then it was a gift to the.
You can't just say it's a gift because he used his own money. You have to connect that Trump knew he was using these funds that he was going to donate to his own campaign, and therefore he misused the funds when it's his money. We're not talking about taxpayer money. I can't believe the judge is just totally glossing over this and saying, oh, well, Trump must be guilty because he had an attorney that was a freaking tax cheat. Unbelievable.
Campaign, which the campaign can't accept.
So that in itself is still illegal.
That's the crime for which Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. And
that's the key point. He pled guilty to that crime. It doesn't mean that he would have been convicted. It doesn't mean the government had enough evidence to convict him. And it damn sure doesn't mean the government knows that Trump knew that he was committing a crime and hated and assisted or encouraged him to commit that crime. He wasn't even convicted of it. He just pled guilty. He took a plea deal, and that was thrown in because he cheated the government of $1.4 million in tax fraud 10 years ago, and now they're trying to connect it to Trump. I mean, it's just outrageous that the judge is playing to the left-wing media on this.
And for which the Southern District of New York says the president bears culpability.
The district court did not say that. This is just a flat-out lie. I can't believe the judge is doing this. The court never said if Michael Cohen takes this deal, that means that President Trump has culpability. They did not say that. You can't say that. This trial has nothing to do with Trump. Everyone else is throwing Trump's name in. This is a crooked attorney who was committing tax fraud, who got caught and pled guilty, and they threw in Trump campaign finance. And now they're trying to say Trump knew, encouraged, aided and abetted, committed a conspiracy. They're jumping to all these conclusions, and the judge is right up there saying it like it's fact. I mean, I just can't freaking believe it.
In itself is still illegal.
That's the crime for which Michael Cohen pleaded guilty and for which the Southern District of New York says the president bears culpability.
They did not say that whatsoever. Absolutely outrageous. He goes into some other things here that are absolutely wrong, too.
What we think we know right now as of late Friday.
That the most dangerous to the president filing last week was the filing by federal prosecutors here in New York, professional prosecutors, not Bob Mueller's team.
So professional prosecutors, not Bob Mueller's team. Bob Mueller has like 17 attorneys assigned to him that he's paying thousands of dollars a month to go after this witch hunt on Trump, but they're not a professional team. So he's trying to separate one federal agency saying they're professional and another federal agency that isn't. Again, I call BS on the judge.
Saying that the president paid Michael Cohen to commit a crime. Now, under the law, that would make the president as criminally liable as Michael Cohen. So if you pay me to shoot somebody and I shoot them, you're as liable as if you had pulled the trigger. That's the basic principle of law.
That is true if, and there's a big if you knew it was a criminal offense and you were acting in criminal in nature and you conspired to knowingly commit that criminal offense, then you have conspiracy. If me and you talk about robbing a bank, we both know it's a crime. Now, if we plan that and we take overt acts to commit that robbery, now we're both guilty of robbery. That's true. But he didn't say that. He's saying that, oh, well, Trump paid him with finance fund, therefore he's guilty. That's not true at all. There's a huge leap to they have to show that Trump knew, one, it was a crime, and we've got lawyers on both sides, and the Supreme Court can't agree, and nobody can agree, and John Edwards got charged with this and beat it. So to say that it is a crime, absolutely, when we don't even have a statement from Trump exactly what the conversation is, and our primary star witness to convict Trump of this conspiracy is Michael Cohen, who committed $1.4 million in tax fraud, who lied to the FBI. He pled guilty to lying to the FBI. He pled guilty to obstruction of investigation. He pled guilty to paying a hooker off that he knew was illegal because Trump supposedly told him to, and he pled guilty to $1.4 million. This is the star witness that makes Trump guilty. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, the media is just so corrupt and lying, and they are so just Trump derangement disorder is just out of control. I can't believe it. Hey, that's my take. You guys can be the judge of it. You can say, hey, the judge is right, and I don't know what I'm talking about. You can say Trump's guilty. You can say what you want. I'm just telling you, there is some huge leaps here that would never, ever make it past a probable cause to get a warrant, much less pass an indictment to get a court to charge this, much less get past 12 juries to convict. But that's my opinion. We'll end that there.